When you cook chicken, you have to overcome one inescapable fact. Chicken is bland. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. You need to add flavor to the dish. A simple three-step process: searing, then saucing and simmering. So here's what I'm thinking. What if you jet straight across the Atlantic? What if you go right from the Mediterranean to the Caribbean and fill your pan full of island flavors? And what if you take braising a step further and simmer until those chicken thighs are so tender the bones are falling right out of them? I was actually a chef in the Caribbean once, and one of the things I liked best about the experience is how everybody had this sort of built-in take-it-easy approach to everything they did. We didn't worry too much about whether we were doing things the right way or not. We just cooked with what we had around us. And that's what this dish is all about. It's just chicken thighs braised with Caribbean flavors, starting with a red onion, a couple of red peppers, and a whole head of garlic. This is the flavor base, and your goal here is not to brown the vegetables. There's plenty of brown flavor in the chicken thighs. The goal here is just to heat everything through and brighten up all those flavors. And just like over in Morocco, the flavor base is the best place to add spice flavor. Cinnamon and allspice. A teaspoon or so of each. As soon as you smell the spices, you're good to go. The flavor base is done, and now it's time to transform it into a moist heat braising environment with a couple of cups of pineapple juice. And the world's most popular fruit. More people eat mango every day than any other fruit in the world. Mango is soft and juicy and it's full of flavor, but it's also surprisingly durable in something like this. It can actually stand up to the simmer and it won't lose its form. This looks delicious, but it still needs salt and pepper, or salt and Caribbean heat, ginger and habanero, and both of these ingredients are packed with aromatic heat. But habanero comes with a safety warning. This is one of the world's hottest peppers. When you're done chopping it up, wash your hands before you touch anything else. Oh, I can smell the fumes. There are actually two different things here. There's lots of spicy heat, but also lots of aromatic flavor. So if you're more into the flavor side of things, you can tone down the heat by just getting rid of the seeds and the pith. A lot of the heat is concentrated there. It's always kind of a special moment when you add the habanero, because now there's no turning back. There's flavor there, but there's a lot of spice too. And you're not limited to habaneros here. If heat's not your thing, you've got lots of other chili pepper options. When you're braising chicken thighs like this, you have one more option, and that is how long to cook them. In 15 minutes, they're done. Their tasty, delicious dinner's ready. But in 60 minutes, they'll be so tender that the meat will be falling right off the bone. Keep the heat low and watch the liquid in the pan. And no matter how long the chicken cooks, it'll look good on the plate, and even better if it shows up with a quick and easy Caribbean-inspired side dish. You gotta try this. A can of coconut milk simmered with 4 sweet potatoes until they're nice and soft. Season the works with lots of freshly grated Caribbean nutmeg. Most of the world's nutmeg actually comes from Grenada. And a big splash of vanilla. And then just simmer everything with a lid until the sweet potatoes are mushy. Too easy. You know that feeling you get when you open a present and you see your gift for the first time? Well, that's what this feels like. Although bones aren't part of this surprise. And this meat is so tender, the bones are falling right out. Just a couple of finishing flavors to go. I mean, nothing gets done in the Caribbean without a little bit of rum. Which means your best bet for green flavors, cilantro and green onions, is to just chop them up and add them to the plate, not the pan, and that way they'll stay nice and green and fresh. Does that ever bring me back to my days cooking in the Caribbean? It's big, it's bold, it's bright and beautiful, and I'm glad I'm glad there's only one habanero pepper in there. I do like those chili flavors though. And I guess that's what this is all about. Every cuisine, every style of cooking has a group of ingredients associated with it. So if it's your goal to travel the world in a pan, just keep in mind that your final destination is always your dinner table. In this case, Caribbean braised chicken thighs.